Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So the only announcement that I have is, this is in your packet, and it is a summary of the results of us voting for the MSBA Delegate Assembly, which was a Zoom call back in, October. So I thought that you, as a board member, might be interested in seeing what was discussed, what was deleted, what was approved, what was revised, et cetera, and some legislation may be coming from these, or some regulations from the Department of Education, we'll see. But anyway, this is for your reference.
We do.
Consideration to approve the minutes from the November 1st Board of Directors meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Bradley, Jolene.
All those in favor? The minutes are approved.
I was up here. Yeah, I'm abstaining.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. We'll
Danny and Jill.
figure everybody.
Got it.
Consideration to approve the proposed agenda for the December 6th, 2023 Board of Directors meeting.
So moved.
Jolene this time, and I'll go Bradley second.
All those in favor, and if you abstain, just let Carl know.
Okay.
Student report, welcome.
Yep. Good evening. November 3rd was the day of welcome at the high school where the civil rights team greeted everyone that entered the building. The goal of the day of welcome across the state of Maine is to help schools talk and think about issues related to religion, race and skin color, origin, gender, sexual orientation, and disabilities. The civil rights team also created a calendar of activities to share with advisory classes with lots of information on Native American Heritage Month during the month of November. The National Honor Society induction was held on November 15th. 13 new members were inducted at the ceremony. Congratulations to Cameron Barron, Margaret Brewster, Jared Ellingwood, Olivia Hodgson, Arizona Johnson, Brady Knudsen, Chloe Lamontagne, Bridget Landry, Hannah Libby, Aiden Loud, Jack Marcy, Emma Sanborn, and Caleb Vacchiano. The Wreaths Across America ceremony will be held on December 14th. The JRDC cadets will hang wreaths at the Cornish Cemetery. The mission of Wreaths Across America is to honor those that serve.
The Sacopee Valley JCL Club just attended the fall convention at Freeport High School, and it was a great success. The Latin 1 Curtaman team, which consisted of Finley Hendrick, Evelyn Howland, Emily Marion, and Mariel Bridges, took third place out of 17 schools. Also, a number of students who won individual ribbons for their success. Mariel Bridges, first place for mythology. Lily Kick, fourth place for mythology. Gage Wilson, fourth place for mythology. Brady Tibbetts, fourth place for history and life. Evelyn Howland, fifth place for mythology. And Ian McCarthy, fifth place for mythology. Great job, JCLers, and we are looking forward to the next main JCL event. This year, the drama department chose to put on the Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon. They showcased November 17th through the 19th, having a total of 4 shows. The kids involved in the play spent many hours after school and on the weekends perfecting their performance. They ended up having a great outcome, being it was a funny and interactive play. They announced on the last day that they will be doing Alice in Wonderland for the musical. We can't wait to see what they put together. Winter sport practices began on November 20th and have all had a great start. The girls varsity basketball team went 3 for 3 at their jamboree in Kennett this past weekend. The boys varsity basketball team had a scrimmage and lost by 7 to Class A school Massabesic. The girls and boys varsity team will both have their first home game this Friday, the 8th, against Old Orchard Beach. Girls will start it off by playing at 5 p.m., and the boys will follow playing at 6:30 p.m. Cheering will be showing at the basketball games during halftime, and they are preparing for their comps coming up.
We'll shout out Mr. Stevenson on our camera tonight, who does the JCL program and all that success that you heard about. Congratulations, Mr. Stevenson.
Yeah. I like your new gizmo there.
Oh yeah, just a little higher.
Yeah. Any questions for our students? How many saw the play? Great. Alice in Wonderland sounds wonderful too. All right. You are welcome to stay if you would like, or you're welcome to go home and do your homework.
Do it.
Yeah. I'll speak for Bridget. That means homework, Bridget. Thank you, team. Have a good night.
You too.
Drive safe.
I know that one of the reasons that we talked about and ended up making a policy about students having a rep on the board was so that they could see how we work. But that means going through business and finance, facilities, curriculum, and I think homework is probably more important, but at least we get to hear from them and see them personally. Speaking of that, business and finance
So
report.
I'll take that one today. So this morning Peggy did a great job. District numbers through November 30. I think you always have these in your packet. State subsidy received and recorded. 5 towns are all in. Operating revenues exceed expenses, and expenses continue to be in line. Food service, you'll notice we went from 107,741 behind to 94 behind. It's going to continue to catch up as the year goes on. Food service doing a great job with it. And adult ed net revenue is to the good as well, and expenses are in line with the budget. A very good finance meeting this morning.
Any questions? Facilities.
So we did not have a facilities meeting this morning. I spoke to Johnny, just preparing winter maintenance and all the things that we do with that. The one thing I will say, even though we didn't have a meeting, I'll tell the board, I think on December 11th, we will have a full complement of custodians for the first time, and this day has to be all year, it feels like, anyway.
Part of last year.
Part of last year, so that's great. So that's the facilities news. We're thrilled about that. That's it. That's all I have, Ms. Ingram.
Okay. Curriculum.
Curriculum committee met with Kelly Goodfield, our district librarian, November 8th. Kelly explained the projects for each grade level as they follow the 4 standards. Overall, there has been a decrease in student self-reading. Therefore, a committee has been formed to promote additional and summer reading. A number of projects have been developed, such as book tasting, where students use book teasers and a book review for 3 minutes and then proceeded to the next station, where there would be a different book. A number of authors have visited and students enjoyed reading and writing with these special guests. A summer reading program was introduced whereby students read at least 3 books, presented a summary form following completion of the book. 22 students participated and as a reward enjoyed a field trip to BAM and lunch during a school day. The next meeting is January 10th, and we're focused on the new reading program at that meeting. Right, Susan?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Maggie. Any questions?
What age group were those programs for? Do you know? Was it in all schools, or like the special book tasting and summer reading and like that? Was that all certain age groups, do you know?
The book tasting is going to happen at the elementary in the spring. We've been doing them at the middle school more regularly and at the high school. And the author visit has been at all 3 schools. But we didn't do a summer reading program this year, but that's one of the things we actually talked about is doing one at the elementary for next year. So we've had a brand new library department at the elementary this
We
year.
sort of did a summer reading program because students chose 3 books and then did a form, and then they
Yeah.
earned the privilege
Mhm.
of BAM. And
Yeah, just here at the middle school though. Yeah,
Oh, right.
exactly. Yeah, it was great.
Okay. report is policy, and if you look down at the action items, those are the items of the policies that we took up back on November 7th. JFKR, administrative procedure for removal of students with disabilities.
You skipped Lake Region.
Yeah.
Am I in the wrong one? Wellness committee, no meeting yet, it's to be determined. Lake Region Vocational Advisory Committee, you met on November 17th.
I was there. I did not take notes or write a report. I will tell you that we had a very interesting meeting and toured the new center where they're working with middle school kids. It was particularly enjoyable to me because we went in there and the new instructor that they've hired, I actually sold him I found him his first rent in Maine when he came here from Ohio 20 years ago, and sold him his first house. And his first words out of his mouth was, "What are you doing here?" I had to explain that. Anyway, it was a room maybe 3 times the size of this, where they're introducing middle school kids to, small engines, some woodworking and all. It was very, very interesting as to what he was doing. The other thing that I Mr. Wolf did not make it, which is, we all have commitments. The other thing I find interesting, this is my 3rd year doing this, and I've never seen anybody there but our principal and myself or Melissa, and there's guidance counselors there from other schools, helping direct kids. I've never seen one there from Sacopee Valley. I think we need to look at that as something that they could come back and influence our kids to do things that need to be done. That's it. Oh, the next meeting is not December 8th, it's December 15th.
Thank you both for representing us. Any questions? Anybody? Adult Advisory, we had no meeting, and we would be meeting January 18th, still meeting, yes? Right. Now, flip my page.
You're on. Now it's the right. Now we're rolling, Judy.
Anyway, so the action items in item number 1, you can see them there. As I had said, the first one is administrative procedure for removal of students with disabilities. The second one is child find policy. Third one is comprehensive health and safety and emergency management plan. And the last one under approve the policies, first read, earned pay leave. Then the second action item to consider not only approving, but also as a second read, but also for adoption, is public gifts / donations to schools, school volunteers, and conflict of interest. And that was it. And Suzanne, remind me again the policy that we had a lot of discussion about, and it's on our next agenda.
It's board participation public participation in board meetings.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not gonna be called hearing of delegations anymore, it's going to be public comments, correct? Is that
I
what
think
the
so. There's another revision that came out since our committee started talking about it,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Any questions on all those? We were busy. All right, let's go to action items then. Consideration to approve the following policies as a first read, and I've already gone through them.
Second.
Jolene, Bradley.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. Consideration to approve the following policies as second read and adoption.
So moved.
Brad, Jolene.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Not much here, until we go to executive session, talk about some other things that you see on your agenda, but in terms of folks watching perhaps, Steve Bridges, JV girls basketball coach, so we're thankful to Steve for rounding out that program. Jamie Scott, educational technician at our elementary school, and as I mentioned earlier, Joseph Vieira, custodian. You'll see another custodian next month who will be starting on December 11th, again rounding out the team. Resignations, Chris Sanborn, varsity softball, we thank him for his service. And Brian Wardwell, ed tech at the middle school, we also thank him for his service. In terms of the fall learning plan, just like every month, I think we've had a great year. Things are going very well here. We're gearing up for the winter break, final couple week push to get there. So things are great at SAD 55, and we're thrilled to be where we're at.
Okay. All right. Consideration to enter into executive session to discuss negotiations pursuant to 1 MRSA Section 456A.
So moved.
Brad, Jolene,
All those in favor? We're in executive session.
Mr. Stevenson, have a
Thank
super
you.